So this is my 1973 Dodge Titan motorhome. Bumper to bumper, it is exactly 23 feet long. It's got the original 318 Chrysler with burnt exhaust valves, 727 torque flight automatic transmission, Carter 2-barrel carburetor, 77,000 miles. I'm thinking that's original just because of how nice a shape this thing is in. I got this thing absolutely free with the second Titan, which is sitting behind it right there. The guy's trying to clear out his grandpa's old property and he just wanted everything gone. And I'd been wanting these motorhomes for pretty much my whole life. I always saw them sitting at the bottom of our street, so I left a note on the windshield, and about a year after I put up the note, the guy gave me a call and said I could have them. ADAR 17.5 tires. I had to specially order these off of eBay. They're almost impossible to find. Got these big old mirrors on each side of it, and I honestly think that these are the best RV mirrors you can get. A lot of RV mirrors I see, they're just like these dinky little things that stick out the side, but I like having these big truck style mirrors. I can see just about everything with them. There's a badge on it. It's the plumbing thing. Coleman stove inside. Tiny, tiny storage area. All the space that you do have is mostly taken up by plumbing. But I do keep my bottle jack in here, some chains, ropes, WD-40 tire crap, and a few tools in that box there. These are the tires that were on it when I got it. This thing sat since 2008 before I got it, but you can see these tires are still pretty decent. Still got okay tread on them, and they're not cracked or anything, still flexible. Huge gas tank. Don't know entirely how big, but it's big. Overall, it's pretty straight. There's tiny bit of body damage there, a couple minor dents on the side, and that weird hole in it there, but other than that, it's fine. Got all my racing stickers on it. These awesome lights that don't work. Boot scraper. That goes into the trailer hitch. I don't really need that, but I thought it was cool. Gravity Falls sticker, and definitely need that one. Most of the lights on it work. Brake lights, blinkers are fine. Only one of these turns on. Same with the front too. Old Onan generator does not work right now. Last owner had a piece of tinfoil shoved in there as a fuse. But it does have the big power cable there, a 30 amp cable, so I can hook that up in my backyard and all the appliances work. Except I can't do that right now because that thing doesn't run and it's in the way. The thing that the generator sits on is sagging and held up by this wire, so that's cool. Fridge vent, sewer, water heater, good radio antenna there. The radio in this worked up until just recently. I don't know what's up with that. They advertised this here as lift-up panel for easy access to storage and battery. Or sorry, oil and battery. No, big battery there. Very, very easy oil access. The dipstick accuracy is duct tape, but it works. Coolant, extended radiator cap doohickey. Got the horns, fuse panel, washer fluid that isn't hooked up, and 2 additional radiator thingies. And those do lock. We'll go inside again. You can see the ceiling is sagging a tiny bit in a couple spots, but nothing that I'm too concerned about. There's the air conditioner, which also doubles as a heater if I want that. And when I hook this up to an outside power source, it actually works perfectly. AC still blows cold. Gas stove, don't know if that works. I haven't gotten my propane tested yet. The stove light comes on, the fan does not. Fridge was very, very clean when I got this. And it's got a little ice box in it. I just started ripping out the old bathroom walls that somebody horribly had set up in there. So there they are sitting there. Those are not original. I started ripping those out, and this is what the walls looked like underneath, so it's actually not bad. I think that this was originally just a toilet closet, and somebody converted it into a shower. Because underneath that shower pan there is the original carpet. Then they had just thrown up crappy walls, put a shower curtain over it, and called it good. And they also replaced the faucet with one that could be used with this shower hose. And that just ran up to a mount up here. And it has a light up here, which actually works really well when it was hooked up. The roof vent there is cracked. I wanted to keep this toilet, but I think I'm going to have to replace it. The lever down there is so rusted that I can't even move it at all. There's absolutely nothing I can do to fix it. Tried soaking it in like every penetrant I could get my hands on, but nothing. Well, this is a pretty cool little feature. Open this door up and you have access to the bathroom sink. A bunch of crap right in there right now, so I can't do that. Under the sink, water heater housing, just basic stuff. This thing does have just about all the storage you could ever want in a motorhome. everything here. Should probably keep food in here, but for now it's just random tools and lights and parts, and where I keep the registration paperwork. Sink, more cupboards, all the drawers, more storage. All three of these go to the same spot. More drawers, more storage, even more storage up here. And this whole thing actually drops down into a bed if you want that. Same with this here. Table folds down. Actually, you just take the post out of the middle. And this is my awesome United States map table. And I actually found this in the 72 Titan right there. They had been using it to board up the back window, because it's missing the back window. Luckily, it cleaned up really well. There's a generator switch there, and all my breakers. I think this one... Yep, there's the fuse panel for the house accessories. And a whole lot of plumbing and wiring down there that I don't want to mess with. And under this seat you can access the water tank. Awesome skylight, but it's missing, so I just have a piece of wood up there. All of the controls in this are pretty basic. It's got this awesome tilt steering wheel. You can actually tilt it closer to you, but I don't like to. I like the steering wheel as is. Shifter on the left side, which is weird but awesome. And then fuel gauge, alternator, speedometer, which goes up to 100, and I find that to be absolutely insane. I've never driven this faster than 65. Temperature and oil. And you have wiper controls. This switch that probably goes to the fog lights on front, but they don't work. And then the light switch. Another switch, no idea what that does. 3 cigarette lighters, a whole rat's nest of wiring under there from the last owner. Choke, climate controls, and original cassette radio. Which, like I said, worked up until just a couple weeks ago. Original driver's seat in immaculate shape. I mean, that's just gorgeous right there. And if you couldn't tell, I installed these seats myself. This motorhome would have originally had bus-style seats here, and I think one here, and a little table, and you could spin the seat around. You could have fit two more people up there. Rearview mirror there, which I thought was useless at first, but it's actually helpful. You can see all the way back to there. I need to get a new curtain rod around the front. Lots of little things to work on in this point. Like I said, the bathroom, don't know if I want to keep the shower or not, because that was just a weird add-on that someone did. But I am trying to leave this thing mostly original. Just mostly replacing what I have to. I need to... All the wood up in there is rotten, so that visor is barely hanging on. Same with the mirror and that one. So I'm going to have to pull that piece of the window out and fix that. Got my own little ecosystem in the window down here. Windows slide open really nice. And I guess I'll try and start it now. I haven't run it in about a week or two. Maybe longer. I don't remember when I last took it out, but I've left the battery hooked up, so hopefully that's still good. I would pull the engine cover off, but it always smells like gas if I do that. There. Pull the choke out a little bit. The choke almost doesn't work with the air cleaner tightened down, so it makes cold starting this more difficult. There it goes. If what I was doing there when I first cranked on it and held the starter, this still has a mechanical fuel pump on it, and so what that does is it gets the fuel pump going, because the way the fuel pump works is there's a push rod that goes up to a spinny part in the engine, and that's what gets it sucking fuel. Whew, well, I was smoking quite a bit. I guess it didn't need that much choke. It was running pretty rough, but whoa, wow-wee, that is gassy. Whew. Now, that was a lot of raw gas that I was feeding it there. And, I pushed the choke in and it's smoothed out now. Okay. Oh yeah, it's just fine now, but let's see, it's that's fine. But anyways, so what I did by holding the starter there for a few seconds is just getting that fuel pump sucking fuel and getting it up to the carburetor. Then you pump the gas a few times and it usually fires right up. So yeah, I guess I forgot it was t-shirt weather. But I'm used to cold starting this thing. It's been really cold ever since I got this, and so I'm used to having to try and start it in like 40, 45 degree weather and colder. And it definitely needs the choke in that kind of weather. Yeah, most things work. Headlights come on, but they're super dim. Left blinker works good. The right one I have to hold up on the stick. It doesn't actually have a clicker that holds it. Ooh, and the horn. Yeah, you gotta listen to this. The horn in my mom's tiny little silver car over there is louder than this thing. I think starting the engine on a cold day is louder than the horn on this. Oh yeah, it's definitely smoothed out now. Yeah, I turned it on one day and heard a pop, and then the radio didn't work anymore. This controls an electric fan in the dash. That does not work. And then all of these are just mechanical levers that turn valves connected to heater hoses or whatever else in there, so all of those work fine. I'm going to let this warm up for a minute. So there we go. It's running right now, and you can barely tell, at least from here. It's very, very smooth at idle. And even when driving, I can set drinks right there. No cup holder, and they'll stay steady as long as I don't make any sharp movements. When you first start it, though, I typically have to hold down the gas pedal for a minute or two, let it get some temperature in it, and then it'll stay at an idle. That probably means that I need to do some carburetor work, but nah. Like I said, it has burnt valves, so do the old rag test, and it'll, when it fires on the burnt one, it'll suck in instead of blowing the exhaust out. Something else interesting about this is it's got dual exhaust, like completely separate dual exhaust, so there's no like Y or X pipe in there or anything like that. And the mufflers don't match. It's got two different styles of muffler on each side. They're about the same size, but they're both slightly different. So, we'll come over here. Let's see. See how it sounds different on that side. So I'm sure that that's not great for the engine. I want to upgrade those mufflers, get slightly smaller ones on there so it'll sound a little cooler but still be quiet enough that I won't piss people off in campgrounds. Yeah, like I said, smooth. I think the burnt valves are due to the last owner or the owner before him not running leaded gas in it. Because a low mileage engine shouldn't be having problems like that, but I know that the lead in the gas does something to cushion the blow of the something, and without it, it makes things wear out, so I'm thinking that's what happened, because I know that you absolutely need leaded gas on, I think, most 73 and older engines. The engine in this is actually a 71 or 72, I think. Anyways, I'll let this warm up a while longer and go for a short drive. So I typically like to let this warm up for at least 15 minutes or so. Even if it's already hot outside, it's always nice to let it get some temperature. Because if I fire it up and immediately try and drive it, it will stall out. But after it's warm, I go places, I can shut it off. Then basically just, when I get back, just flick the key and it'll almost instantly fire. But if I let it sit for like a few hours at a place, it'll still fire up pretty instantly. I might have to pump the gas once, but then I have to let it sit and idle for a few minutes before I can drive it. And show you, I still want to let it warm up a little bit more and show you all that tilt wheel though. So you just step on that lever with your foot and then you can drop the wheel into your lap. Which be fine driving like this. You can just really just sit back, but I prefer having it up here. It's not quite in my way, and I like having it feel more like a bus because that's fun. I'm going to show you, it's also got the big old parking brake lever down there, and see if I can fit my tripod down there. I'll just do this. See the manufacturer tag down there? Almost ready to go here. Just gotta pull that wood off the roof, do a final walk around, and be good to go. Let's see how much more light gets in here without that cover on there. So I just want like a basic plastic light on there. See, I crank it up, then doubles as an escape hatch should I roll over, which I hope to God I don't. So, I guess we'll try and move it now. This actually doesn't have a shift lock or steering lock, so it helps to put your foot on the brake though. But, yeah, no shift lock, as I was saying, so if I really wanted to, I could probably just slam this thing into park as I'm driving. But, obviously, I would never do that. That'd be stupid, and I would ruin everything. It's smoking quite a bit more than I like. I think it's burning more oil than usual. Brakes work good. I haven't done anything to the brakes since I got it, which I probably should, but they work fine. I'm going to stop right here, check on a couple things, and then be back. Luckily, there are only 3 things on the outside that I really need to worry about before leaving. The generator door, storage door, and the fridge access. It's not smoking at all now, that's good. This thing does like to burn a bit of oil though. I'd say about once a month I have to add at least half a quart of oil. It does have a slight exhaust leak on each of the doohickeys underneath. So I can actually hear the exhaust coming out as I'm driving before it goes through to the muffler. And check out this power steering. It's about the same as in my Cadillac. Easily turn it with just one finger. Yeah, this thing is actually way easier to drive for me than a lot of cars. It's kind of weird. The alignment's really good too. See, I'm not holding the wheel now and it's just rolling straight down the road. Oh, it veered a little bit. So anyways, thanks for watching if you actually made it this far. I know it's a long video, but if you enjoy this kind of stuff like I do, then I'm sure you didn't mind. Nice, it's running smoother at 35 than usual. It's awesome. Anyways, like I said, thanks for watching. Till next time.